Okay, this is a quick review for the Hifiman Susvara. Did he say quick review? Yes, I did. $6,000 headphone. Don't run away. Don't run away, please. This headphone has not been treated like this by anybody that I've seen on YouTube. First of all, we're going to talk about music. Before we talk about anything, this is the cable that comes with it. You see that kinking and all that crap right there? This came in the box. Not a joke. There wasn't like a piece of paper that said, dial this number, call, and we'll tell you how to get into the inner chamber of the box to get the real one, because that's obviously a fucking joke. No, this is really the cable that comes with a $6,000 headphone. That box really is the box it comes with, just like the $3,000 HE6se, which I also have. And that latch that's on it is the cheapest latch that you could buy at a home center. Like you wanted to save every fucking penny and get the absolute cheapest latch that actually latched. That would be the latch. It is a fucking joke. I can't stand it up on its box so it says Susvara without thinking that I might damage that latch. True story. There's the Odyssey case right there, Pelican. The Goldplaners are $500. I got Pelican cases. All those stuff that you think, oh, I bumped into it with my foot. Who gives a shit? It's a giant fucking, you could throw it. Who does that? Nobody does. But you could. You better be careful with this. It's not built for anything except being... Why would you be rough with a $6,000 headphone? You wouldn't be, but what the fuck? Why is it so fucking ghetto? How did they not look at this and think, we put this same thing in the $3,000 one, and we put this same thing in the other one? This actually, I think, comes with also the HE6se, which is, you can get it for $700. So that feeling that you get when you open a ZMF and it's got the fucking, it just looks beautiful. It's a big fucking beastie case like the Odyssey, but bigger. It's got the cables, it's balanced XLR. It's just, you're ready to go. The thing is dope. It looks dope. I didn't get the Verite or the Verite. I got the Aeolus, I think it's called, and I wasn't a fan of that, but everything else is ready to go. This is the opposite of that. This sounds fantastic. Is epic, top of the line, best headphone I've ever heard. Bottom line, with one caveat, that if I had to take my OCD list and tell you the exact second where this outdid the HE6se, I would struggle a little without saying vague shit that reviewers say. There's a little more resolving ability, the technical, using music and using instruments. It is very difficult for me. So if you got the Hifiman HE6se and you did the honeycomb grill and you got comfortable pads and you made it comfortable, you've got a very, very, very good set of headphones. And having said that, although I almost sold this recently, I decided not to, because it's just fucking perfect, and it doesn't have the ghetto feeling build on itself that the HE6 sometimes does feel like it. I could 3D print maybe anybody out there watches this and thinks that you could 3D print this, let me know, because I could think of all kind of materials I'd rather have this in than whatever the fuck it is, because it's ghetto. If you feel like, oh yeah, these F-bombs are offending me, get the fuck out of here. It's a Susvara video. Fuck you, it's my Susvara. I paid $6 grand. My video. The Cisco Kid by War. Do you want to know what cool is? Besides Clint Eastwood and the spaghetti westerns, this is cool. Watch this dude. He's the bassist. You can see him step into the beat a few times. I would give a lot of money to go back. See this white dude? He's about to drop what's in his hand. There's a harmonica in his left hand. Drop that thing. Go. Is he? Oh, no. No. Oh, here we go. Cisco Kid, War. Oh, I would love to go back in time and fucking see this. I can enjoy it. It sounds fucking amazing on the Susvara. What kind of cosmic fuck you came to be that in the audio hobby they actually made a $6,000 headphone with the fucking ghetto cable and the garbage presentation case with a fucking book that I don't give a shit to have? I don't care about the story of Hifiman. I don't give a shit. Give me a nice case to put it in. However, it plays music like a fucking champ. And I can't tell you how it's different than the HE6se, but it feels like there's something different. Is that my brain trying to rationalize and convince me that my money wasn't wasted? It's very, very possible that that's got something to do with everything I say. It doesn't step wrong anywhere. Period. With my library, there is no moment where I feel like, oh, you know what? Everything's great, but that's not great. No. AC/DC. Touch too much. Everything. Oh. Shh. Built for music lovers. Let me get close to you for a second. $6,000. How the fuck did that happen? How is it that this company made this beast? Let me hold it for a second in my hand because you might want to actually look at it and see it closely. It sits on your head like a motorcycle seat that's been worn in, and the dude who owned it before you had the same ass as you've got. It just fucking fits perfectly. There's no crinkly, squeaky, anything to it. In that sense, it's a headphone. It's supposed to play back music. It's not heavy. I can hear my own voice perfectly right now. I'm not screaming loud because this is barely blocking out. I can hear the rain outside. The balance on my head is fucking perfect. This is where this is a far different experience than the HE6se, where it needs fucking help. Not sonically, but in just its build quality. This company is a trip, isn't it? Because the same company that let that go in all its sonic fucking excellence and then put it with a headband that's just a fucking joke is the same company that put a $6,000 fucking Savage. I'll put this over here. I'll let you look at it a little bit. In a box like this. Let's swing this over for a second. This is the latch I'm talking about. I don't know. What the fuck? It plays music very well. So in my library, and all of the things that I've timestamped, Big Boy, Kill Jill, the triple hit, the one that made me get rid of the Sundara. That's a true story, by the way. It's written actually on the paper because that's when OCD is real, folks. There it is. It's a triple hit. And the 660S, like the Sundara that I had in time very close, they both lacked that same thing, and I wasn't looking at headphone graphs at that time because in my mind, again, I got OCD, some Asperger's going on. I can read earphones like I'm a map of a town that I've lived in my whole life, and headphones are different because I haven't looked at them as much. This was more of a discovery because I wasn't looking at headphone graphs, and I thought, there's something missing about that. Play this track, that middle hit is fucking gone. It's not there. Listen to another set. It's there. Listen to the 660S. It's not there. Where is that I'm talking about, to be exact? 32 to 45 seconds. The Susvara actually is very good at bass. It's really quite good at bass. Listening to something like Black Sabbath, Massive Reality, where the pulls and the releases are getting very fast, and the drum play is going at the same time, and in the audio replay, the best way I can put it is it sounds like the bassist and the drummer are merging, like Sultans of Swing, which nobody would ever think of really. When I listen to that, I'm listening to the bassist's position relative to Mark's position, because when the mid bass is up too much or the quality of the driver is not that really good, it sounds like they are right next to each other, but they're not supposed to sound like that. The bass is supposed to sound like he's pinning down the track, he's forward of the drums, and he's maybe on the left side, though he's panning actually in stereo on both channels, left and right. He sounds dominant on the left side to my ear, and Mark sounds dominant on the right side. When I hear stuff that's got poor replay quality, they sound like they're quite close together and get that blob sensation where you're not able to separate certain things. Pink Floyd On the Run between 26 and 58 seconds is an audio event where there's panning of left and right like rocket ships that are going behind you, or spaceships. And that is coming over the back of a little scene where a woman is announcing at an airport for people to get their passports ready for a flight to Rome. And those two things are kind of put over each other, and on high quality sets like this set, I can hear those two separately produced events basically connected and laid over one another, but they're separate. Whereas most stuff sounds like it's just like the last 4 seconds of the transition, I can't catch it because it just, which one am I listening to? I can't determine. I can with good transducers, and that's when I started to really think that I was going to get into headphones, because they're bigger and they can sometimes give me more sense of the moments like that, like Pink Floyd 26 to 58 of On the Run on the Dark Side of the Moon album. Something like the Susvara plays that, like I can hear that woman all the way to the end almost of that cut, and then the ships are coming in right at that moment. Like right when one transitions to the other, I can keep and focus on one until it's almost done, and then the other one's coming in. That transition point is blurred by several seconds for a lot of stuff. A lot of you are thinking, your OCD is way out of control. No, it's fucking fine. It's actually perfect for this hobby. This is Blind Faith. They released a single album. Can't Find My Way Home. It has a cymbal strike at 27 seconds. It's significant. Ginger Baker, it's very significant cymbal strike. On this set, it sounds perfect. There's no unwanted extra energy in this set like there is on the HE1000 SE, which I also own, and it's something about that I don't like, and I kind of figured it out using this, because I can take and create filters, and I can isolate a certain band. And on the HE6se, I'll do a video for it separately. It's not in a point where you can point to the graph and say, there's a peak right there. That's the problem. That's fucking easy to do, and it's actually usually correct. The HE1000 SE is giving me problems between 4 and 6 kilohertz, though looking at a graph, why? It's not that different from this set. It's not that different from that set. It's playing back differently, and I can hear it, and I'll be specific on it. Does the same thing as the Utopia did with the, and here you go again, you say you want your freedom. That part where she freedom, I can isolate that on here. Some people are, if you got OCD, you're like, yeah, this is what the video I've been waiting for. I'll tell you that this does everything under critical evaluation that almost nothing else can. It's a beast of detail, but it does it without fatiguing you. On the Jotunheim 2, it requires me to go from about 7 to 930 to get to 77 dB. So the Susvara is in fact harder to drive than the HiFiman. Not by a little, by kind of a lot, considering how powerful the Jotunheim is. That's not subtle. I had to turn that more than I was expecting to get the same. I said before that they're pretty close. No, actually no, they're not actually really that close. Let me go ahead and close this down. Yeah, okay, we're out. So low frequency and mids, listening to something like Fleetwood Mac. Remember Fleetwood Mac, this is where the bassist and the vocalist can get in the way of each other really, really easily. This is where you've got 2 male and 2 female. Lead, 3 backing, 2 lead, 2 backing. There's a lot of switching back and forth, and also with male and female, so it's just a fantastic album. There's a lot of energy in the songs too because of what happened while they were making it. There's legit passion, emotion, rage, anger. You can hear it in their voices. The energy is real. It's not produced. They were going through that at that time. The bass line in The Chain, down, 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 at 3 minutes 3 seconds, that is just a moment for the bassist, but he's really playing through that whole track. And a lot of times with average drivers or regular headphones, that is it sounds good because it's a great song and you know it and you love the album, and you don't need to skip songs on this album because it's like Dark Side of the Moon where you just keep going. There's nothing that's like that. How did they put that in the album? No, the whole fucking thing is pretty damn epic. I got doubles of all these secondhand news, dreams, never going back. Dun, dun. You don't know what it means to win. Dun, 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 dun. Finger slides and taps on fretboards of a guitarist, solos up in the high register by Randy Rhoads or really anybody else, Jimi Hendrix. At no point does this kind of step out and say, okay, you're going to need to turn me down a little bit sometimes. Never does that. Having said that, the HE6se doesn't actually do that either to me. This just sounds like a more polished HE6se. And this is where I get into the... Does he say that because he's rationalizing what he paid? Because I could easily point a song and timestamp that you could easily follow and just say, this is one thing that just stepped out. I don't have a problem with it. I'm going to keep it anyway. There is nothing that I have on my list. If you listen to orchestra, if you listen to jazz, if you listen to different things than what I listen to, your impressions may be different. If you listen to rock and roll and hip hop and stuff that is included in my library, you're looking at Jay-Z right now. These do bass really, really well. They do everything well. Cymbal strikes sound fantastic. Drum play sounds excellent. All vocalist. That's Jim Croce right over there. Where is he? Jim Croce and Don McLean. Guy on a stool with a guitar and a microphone. Fucking nails it. This nails everything perfectly. There's no sense of compromise. I just jumped on a set that cost $3,000 and pointed out, and this costs double, and yet I'm going to be sweet to it. I don't know if I'm being sweet to it. I've pointed out the cable several times. Let's get it one more time, because it's a fucking real story. Yep. That really came with this, and that's really the box. I've treated this so nice, and that's got... I just noticed that as I'm looking at that. Holy fuck. I have moved this box from where it is now to a special spot over there, slide it in, close the door. I've never done anything else with it, and yet it's got a little teeny imperfection now right on the edge, because this is like a fucking thin layer of plastic or something. Awesome set. Bass, fantastic. Mids sound excellent. Everything in my library sounds good. Treble sounds great. Guitars don't get on me. Vocal, harmonics don't get on me. It's a fantastic set. It's just hard for me to get my mind around the fact that they knew all this and they priced it that way because they knew that a guy with fucking OCD and Asperger's with a channel that rages and it gets fucking negative and just explodes on shit was going to get his hands on this and get it. Like, we did this and we knew you would get it. Type of thing. Like, get it, the point of it. Like, it's beauty, it's excellence, it's sonic supremacy. That's a good word, isn't it? Sonic supremacy. That's what that is right there. And I'm out.
Selling cocaine to ripping shows live on stage for hoes yelling my name. To be precise, ripping mics is the light of my life. You frontin' like you trifle, never pulled the heist. Ice in my ice is sky high. I'm a fly guy, that's every thug's dream. I really love dream, it's in my bloodstream.